Y'all know women that have asked men on the first date and paid for the first date.
Yes.
Y'all know women.
Yes.
Bakari, please.
They say once a dude get cheated on, he don't ever come back from it.
That's not true. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe lies.
Do you feel like women take accountability? What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh, that's
Under the fire.
Don't see it for what it was. I see what it's gotta be.
What's up? Welcome back to the Well-ish podcast. My name is Lindsay. I'm a therapist at the Wellness Center.
Hi, my name is Kaya. I'm a senior at Agnes Scott.
my name is Deja. I'm a senior at Agnes Scott.
What up, though? It's your boy, Bakari B, representing Res Life. You already know what it is, man. What's up, y'all? What's happening?
What's up?
Coolin'.
We're back, y'all.
We back. Hey, real quick, before we get started, man, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, shout out to the people that's already subscribing, liking with us, commenting with us. Keep doing that while you seeing the numbers right now. Probably halfway to 100, so go ahead and get us to 100.
Oh, I know that's right.
And I want to say real quick, we trending in the Czech Republic, so I want to say, Hudne, Lavske Du, Czech Republike.
Come on.
Turn up, man.
Wow.
Type something.
Wow.
Bakari B to be stand for
That's
trilingual. We up, man.
amazing.
You know what I mean? You ain't know I was could do that, huh?
international.
I'm check.
International, baby. Are you Czech? Let's go. Yeah, we in the building. Time out. Yeah.
But yeah, we're back. We're back with another episode.
Yeah.
We have some good topics, some hot topics. Some of the things that we're talking about today is based on feedback that we got from students. A lot of students have been receiving the podcast really well and loving it. But we want to
Fire.
know, what are the things that they want us to talk about? So one of the biggest ones is toxic relationships. So we're going to jump right in today.
Okay.
Heavy topic,
Yeah.
but important to talk about. So I want to just start opening up. How do you all define what is a toxic relationship? What are some of those indicators?
Indicators. Unhealthy relationship. That could include like abuse, negativity, just something that's not healthy for you, don't help you prevail in life. Yeah.
I would say like psychological manipulation, like kind of verbally abusive with like words and then coming back later and like kind of softening it.
That's word. I think anything you think is good for you that's not, and you know it's not, but you're still sticking with it.
Wait, say that one more
Definitely
time.
Yeah,
say that
so
for the ones in the back.
some you think is good for you, but it's actually bad for you. You know it's bad for you, but you're sticking through it. Yeah, I think it's toxic for sure.
How do you know it's bad for you?
Your friend said, you said, and you feel it in that gut, the intuition you got,
Yeah.
and you still like pushing through. I think you know, like it's toxic for sure. But you sticking it through because you see the potential and not what you see in actual reality. I would define that to me as toxic for
So
sure.
maybe there's like this internal feeling, like something doesn't feel right.
Yep.
Yeah, women say
Absolutely.
that's our women's intuition. You just
Right.
feel it in that gut. Like, it's not good.
They say that's always right. Is that true?
It's always.
Okay.
It's always right. Don't ever doubt it. Don't ever doubt it. You doubt it, that's your. But
So I think
can we cuss on it?
you can say
Oh,
what So I think a tricky thing about women's intuition is that as a result of going through toxic relationships or dealing with trauma, it's impacted. And so maybe things that feel like women's intuition really are just a function of trauma and things that
Yeah.
have happened and like memories of that. What do you think about that?
I think that. Hold on, let me think. Because I know when I have women's intuition. Ooh, I got it. So when I've been through a toxic relationship, I've gotten women's intuition mixed up with just me not feeling good in the relationship. So when you trying to like get over something, you like, okay, maybe that's me just tripping, and you ignoring that intuition. So I think it gets a little jaded the more negative experiences you have with stuff. That could be in life and relationships, don't matter.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, so you said is you not feeling well and women's intuition are different. They're not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Okay.
Women's intuition always right.
Got you. But
but
you're
you
not feeling well. is
Yeah, like
not-
you could think I'm tripping. Like,
Okay.
oh, that's just me tripping because boom, I didn't got cheated on and I'm trying to get over it. Let me stop tripping.
Okay.
When really it's like, no, he got you messed up again. Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
So it's just like the two can
I was about
overlap.
to say,
Yeah.
don't they mix or
They
one is
can be mixed, and I think what she's naming is that as a result of the toxic relationship,
yeah.
it gets confused, and so
Got it,
it's
okay.
not. It
All
doesn't
So
feel
you'll push away like your women's intuition just thinking you tripping when really
Gotcha.
you not.
Right.
Salute. All right.
So what was your most toxic relationship? We'll share. Everyone will share. And then when did you know that it was time to leave? How did you know, like, okay, yeah, this is not it, and I gotta go?
I ain't
Don't
going
everybody
first.
go at once.
Would you like to pop us off?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Most
Go ahead and
toxic
say you ain't got one.
relationship.
Go ahead and
and
say
then
you ain't got one.
When you knew it was time to go. That's what you said?
Yes. So
Okay.
your most toxic relationship when you know it's time to go. I would say my most toxic relationship involved me feeling like I had to dim my light and make myself small, turn aspects of my personality and myself down because my partner didn't like it. And it wasn't physical, right? There was no like physical abuse, but it still felt harmful and felt traumatic because I wasn't allowed to like be my full self. And I found myself like really questioning myself on things that I used to feel really sure about. And that was an indicator for me like, no, this isn't it, because you know who you are and this person is causing you to question who you are.
Man.
I need a piece of paper to write down. Honestly, quite honestly. I think my most toxic one was my one in college for 3 years. They say it's like a 19 theory or something like that. When you turn 19, do not date whoever you come across. It's like a canon effect. But mine was just believing the potential in somebody. You do not... don't do that by any means. Because like you said, it could dim your light. And it just gets worse and worse.
What's the
That's
19
tea for
effect?
real.
What's that?
Yeah, explain
It's
that
like
more.
it's literally like when you turn 19, do not date whoever you
Okay.
come across at 19 because that'll be your worst relationship. What
Wow.
age was y'all?
I've never heard of this.
I've never
What
heard
age
of
is y'all?
that.
It's 19 something. I don't know. Maybe y'all know. 19 theory, 19 effect. I don't know. It's 19 something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just aligned with this idea that your brain isn't fully developed and
Yeah.
you don't have a strong sense of your preferences, your boundaries at 19. But I feel like that also comes with time and with age. That toxic relationship I was just describing, I was in my 30s. So there isn't a time limit. Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Damn.
I'm sorry.
But wait, let's talk about you,
It's
though.
funny. No. Hold
Why you
up.
coming for Lindsay?
No, I'm not coming. No, I just seen Tracy Ellis Ross say that she like 54, I think, and she was saying she don't date people in her 50s in her age because they toxic. So she date people that's younger. So you remember, I think in the episode we was talking about that, how like in the 30s it hadn't got better for us. So we was talking about that. So I'm just saying like, damn. The correlation for the women, it seemed like y'all be struggling. It don't matter.
You don't?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I don't, but I think the toxic came from me more than anybody else.
Okay,
so,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, give us that perspective, because why?
you know, hurt people, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So usually when a guy get hurt, it's like they never want to heal. So, you know, we be like, F that shit, we gonna goddamn, pile that on and just keep going and thinking that's the right thing to do, and it don't be.
So was the most toxic relationship
least I did.
when you were like getting hurt or doing the hurting?
Nah, so I got cheated on, and then I came back in another relationship when I was in college. Princess, who I was talking about in that other episode, and then I kind of like that was toxic for me because I didn't want to let go, and I should have let go, but I was holding on while trying to have my cake and eat it too, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
They say
real.
once a dude get cheated on, he don't ever come back from it.
Really?
that's not true. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe lies, America. That's
one
not
girl.
true.
Who is over with.
But what's tricky for me is a lot of women are expected to be able to bounce back from things like
Yes,
that. But
for
like
sure.
men cannot dish out, can't
What
take what
they-
they dish out.
they can never.
Like you would not be able to handle that.
That was
saying y'all-
that's what I was talking
Stop
about in my
sipping on.
last relationship. I used to be like, dude, if I ever a lick of what you did, it would be over.
You'll be sick.
It would be over. But you're supposed to take it to the chin as a woman.
That ain't true.
Right.
That ain't true.
What are your thoughts on that?
Please.
We can take what we dish out there.
So you think
little
if
bit.
she would have cheated on you, that you would have been able to?
I'd have been straight. Hell yeah.
Oh please,
I'm lying.
Bakari.
Yeah,
Like, in my stomach, boy.
Right, exactly. Sliding down the wall.
I'm coming to you.
But I think
What
even,
Fred Sanford say is over with. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like even that dynamic is a perfect breeding ground for toxicity, right? Because it's like
Absolutely.
you hurt me, you cheated, so now I'm gonna get my get back, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
cheat. Now
I can't do no get back.
Now it's toxic. Now it's bad
Yeah.
and
I'm
really
a-
hard to come back from.
Going
I
lick for
can't.
lick.
Let's talk about y'all got y'all get back before. I ain't never got no get. I can't.
I will
do
not
it.
be sharing my get back on No Wild Age podcast.
Hey,
So
yo.
but you got it. You'll get that before
Absolutely.
Nah,
never.
man.
I've never. You know what I do? I just get out of it and then I fall in love again.
That's beautiful.
Wait, is
That's
that
a get back. Yeah, that's a get back right there. I just never talk to you again and then go fall in love with somebody
like
else.
you hop into
Oh.
another relationship?
No, I
Oh.
take my time, but
Yeah,
I genuinely
me-
just fall in love again. Like I never
Okay.
knew you.
The
like,
long game. I like
yeah,
the way
for
you
sure.
say it right there.
I ain't
For
gonna
sure.
disrespect myself trying to get back
Yeah.
and show disrespect.
Yeah.
Kaya, what about you?
You know, Kaya got boundaries, so she might have one.
Kaya said she don't play it.
I haven't been into like a toxic relationship, but more like a toxic friendship.
Yeah.
And one of like the toxic traits I found with this particular friend that we're not friends with anymore is that they wanted me to enable their bad behavior.
Yikes.
And that took a mental toll on me, and I had to like kind of step back. And again, women's intuition of like, I have to get out of it and I can't stay in it anymore.
I think this is a good topic too because toxicity can exist within our families, it can exist within intimate relationships and within friendships. What were some of those things that were going on that felt toxic within the friendship? Like if you could speak to maybe like specific examples about enabling the behavior.
Just as far as like, I can't think of an example. I'm trying to think. As far as like, I feel like for me, at least within the friendship, I was always the one being there for her or like trying to like make sure she's coming out of like her dark place and depression and stuff like that. And again, like that's not your job to like, you know, help like bring somebody out of that. They gotta want to bring themselves out of a dark place, and as well as like accountability. That's what I was trying to say. They never hold themselves accountable.
We'll talk about it.
I'm really big on like if I did something wrong, I'm going to admit it. I'm going to let you know I was wrong and I'm going to apologize. But if you don't do the same thing, I can't be around you.
Right.
That's my boundary. I can't be around you at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like that turns into toxicity like all around.
For sure.
That's real. Interesting.
Any other toxic friendships that y'all dealt with? Or toxicity outside of like an intimate relationship?
No, I'm quick to cut somebody
yeah.
off.
Right.
So quick. I can't do it.
It took
But
me a
I've
while
had
to
my-
get there though.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
I feel like men don't have that. What y'all got? What you were saying earlier, as far
Oh,
as
you think it's a gender thing?
I'm getting caught up today, but I'm not gonna say it's a gender thing. I just think y'all are more in tune with y'all emotions
Yeah.
versus us. It kind of like we gotta catch up a little bit faster. So
Yeah.
to the point where you were saying earlier about like having that intuition, I think we got it. We just be like, kind of like we lean to more on the other side, more like, nah, I'm tripping.
Right.
Just be like
right,
whatever. So
right.
I think it took me like years and years to get to that point where it's like, nah, this is probably like really bad, and
Yeah.
I'm just holding on to the potential. So
Along the lines of like a gender thing, this question is specific for you.
y'all got canceled on here.
Do you feel like women take accountability? What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh, that's.
Under the fire.
Be honest.
Nah, I don't. I ain't gonna hold you. Hell no. I think that I think probably a good amount do, but no, I've ran into a lot of women who don't, especially like now that's my age. Like no, it's usually me. I'm the problem. And I got to take it on first and apologize. And then when I try to like come back and say, well, I think you did X, Y, and Z, it's almost like, nah, you just kind of, omitted my point and not paying attention to what I actually said. And you want to throw it back on me. And it's like, no, I'm not throwing it back on you.
Yeah.
I give an example, right? Like, I could do something wrong, or like I may have, I don't know, shut the car door wrong, or I may have said something in a debate wrong. And I'll admit that I said it wrong, but the way that the woman is presenting it to me, I didn't really appreciate it. You could have said it like a little bit nicer or something like that. And I'll say it in that same conversation, and it's almost like me bringing something in is trying to like get back a little bit, and it's not that. I'm just bringing up like the fact that you said it to me in kind of like a harsh way. I would appreciate it more if you would have just said it a little nicer. And it's almost like, why you gotta bring it up? Why you just couldn't stay on the topic? And it's like, I'm staying on the topic. It's just, these are my feelings as well. I just don't want to ignore that. And then we kind of just harping on what yours is. And I'm still feeling some kind of way on the back end. So I think like that accountability piece may hurt some women a lot. And it's almost like we trying to attack them when in actuality, I'm just trying to get my feelings off. Now I get it. It's some dudes that don't do that shit at all. Like it's bad. I understand. But I think for the folks who are emotionally competent enough to like come to y'all and say that, I don't think the accountability be there. Don't jump me though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's 3-on-1. You know what I'm saying?
What are your
I
thoughts,
agree.
Deja?
I think a majority of women don't be taking accountability. I think, at least from my experiences seeing women in my family, it's usually the man doing the ain't shitness. And so the women are usually always like the victim in situations. And so if an argument arises and like the man is right, it's hard for the woman to acknowledge that because she always used to being victim in a situation. So it's hard to see both sides. I think it's always miscommunication in toxic relationships. I think communication is easy and a healthy one.
That's a fact.
I'm stuck on something that you said, and I kind of want to go back to it.
Okay.
Because you bring up the fact that it feels like the woman's feelings are like more important than yours. And I feel like maybe we're not talking about that enough because men are used to repressing emotions and maybe not being as in tune as you described, but it's like they're still present and there for you and like very active. Yeah. And so like, why does it feel so normal that our feelings feel important and like feel like the priority in a lot of relationships and like the men's don't?
I mean, I think in society, that's what the light is on, is like women being more sensitive and men not being able to be. So I think it's just hard to see that perspective when all you see in society is just one way. Men can't be emotional, got to be tough all the time. So it's hard to recognize when that's not something that you see on a daily.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And women are not known for having like a hard exterior, like supposed to like men. They're supposed to have that hard exterior and supposed to be like not like a wall, but just like
Wait, men or women?
Men.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I also feel like this is the breeding ground for toxic masculinity. And it shows up a lot.
That's a term.
That's a term.
Yeah.
I think it's a term that it's talked a lot about on social media. Do
For
you
sure.
all see discourse around toxic masculinity? What do you all see? What are the messages that y'all are hearing?
I got a question for y'all on that. Can y'all have toxic masculinity traits? I've always heard this thing about alpha beta people, and they always say like, I ran into somebody this weekend who was saying that women be acting masculine, women act like a man, or act like a man, excuse me. Is that possible? Just wondering in between y'all, if y'all can have masculine traits, if that makes sense of what I'm asking.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think when we're talking about toxic masculinity that people are usually talking about women. That's the topic too. That's controversial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think so.
I think that women can possess masculine traits because it's like, what are the typical gender roles, right? Like the man is independent and he's the protector and the provider. But it's like a lot of women are out earning men. A lot of women are like, making a lot more money and making decisions, being independent and forward thinking. And I feel like that can be perceived as masculine.
Absolutely.
But is that a bad thing for y'all?
Wait. What was the first question we was talking about? We was talking about toxic masculinity.
He was asking if he felt like women could possess that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
I think for some men, it's a bad thing because it's always supposed to be that. I know we was talking about that in another episode where the gender role thing is always a thing in social media and how we act.
Right.
I think a lot of dudes always want that to where they want to be the breadwinner. They want to be the person that's on top. So women's not supposed to like make more than me. They're not supposed to provide more than me. But like you said, like y'all are making more money now. Y'all are making more decisions now. Like life has kind of changed. So a lot of people can't catch up to that speed and a lot of dudes can't at all. So it's kind of hard for them to kind of pivot a little bit to actually understand that y'all can be the breadwinner and it's okay. Or y'all can be the decision maker and that's okay. A lot of people can't deal with that shit. So
I don't think that's just men though. I think women had a problem with the man not being the breadwinner all the time too.
Well, yeah.
So you was passionate about that.
Okay, flare.
No, not that I'm passionate about it, but I feel like that's the societal standard.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
Is it wrong that that's a societal standard?
No, I just think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong. I think it's about finding what works in your relationship dynamic, marriage, household. I think, those dynamics can be unique. I grew up within a household and a framework that was unique as far as gender roles and how things were split. But it worked and it created balance and harmony in a way that isn't traditional.
Yeah.
So
That's real.
yeah, you were gonna say something, Kaya.
I got a question for y'all. So with toxic masculinity, and I hear this a lot, do you feel like it comes with, like for men specifically, I guess, like the term sassy? Like, do you feel like that kind of intertwines? Because a lot of people say that nowadays.
Yikes.
Oh, this is sassy, or oh, he's a sassy man.
That's
That's new for sure. Yeah.
I think that's different than toxic masculinity though. I think toxic masculinity is like an egocentric man. Like he needs his ego stroked all the time. I think
sassy men need their ego stroke too.
I was about to say though.
but the traits come out differently though.
True.
Okay.
Sassy, don't jump me. More feminine. Yeah, more toxic masculinity, more masculine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now y'all can have y'all opinions,
Right.
but that's mine.
Okay.
What do you think? About sassy. What does sassy mean?
So sassy is just kind of like Deja was saying, it's a man coming off more like he does feminine things. Like I guess like nowadays like blocking is termed like
That
sassy
we
for
consider.
men.
I'm not saying that there's like a gender
yo.
to blocking, but that's a more feminine trait. Is all that we're saying.
Man.
Okay, so here's my thing. I feel like a man can be very masculine, and even like alpha, but still be sassy. Because I feel like some sassy men want you to like pursue them and chase them. Some sassy men want you to like do nice things for them or like treat them to a lunch date or some weird shit like that. Like they can still
What?
be.
They can't have lunch dates?
That's weird, bro.
What do you mean?
Bakari can't ask for a lunch date?
He can do whatever he wants to do. But a man asking for a lunch date is sassy behavior.
See, but that's the controversial topic.
Right.
It's like men be like, okay, y'all want us to express our feelings and y'all want us to be softer and not confide to societal standards, but then when we do, we get called sassy. So what y'all think?
It's valid.
That's valid, huh?
It's valid. I mean,
Don't be sassy, guys. Don't ask for dates because Lindsay ain't going with you.
I mean, if you want to be sassy, though, that's cool too. You know, if you happy with that, do you?
Right.
Yeah, don't.
But don't be mad when you get called sassy, though.
Find a good balance.
back to the topic of like toxicity, though. Do you see how these types of patterns can lead to toxic relationships? Like,
Patterns
is
like
there a
what?
connection, like patterns like toxic masculinity showing up, or patterns like challenges with some of those gender roles that we were talking about coming up? How that could lead to toxicity in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if two people don't agree on it, there's confliction there. And that's just what can create a toxic relationship. Just something as simple as two people not agreeing on values and morals.
I feel that. So are we saying sassiness and toxic masculinity are toxic traits? Is that what we saying?
Yes.
Just so I can get okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, sassy?
Well,
Okay.
sassiness is not necessarily toxic.
No,
Let's not
you said
say
it. You said it.
it's not toxic. It's just not good. It's not attractive.
It can
It's not
coexist.
attractive to Lindsay.
Exist.
Yeah,
Got you.
it
Is it attractive to you?
No, but I'm saying, some people in the audience might like a sassy man.
If you like a sassy man, please go take all of them. Like,
No.
moving on. How do y'all feel about double standards? Are you all okay with double standards? And I think this kind of connects to what you were just saying about like a difference in values. What are y'all thoughts about double standards?
What's an example of double standards so I can get a clear
Understanding.
understanding?
Yeah.
What is-
I mean, we could really use any example. We were kind of talking about one earlier. Like, it feels like it's so okay for men to function in a relationship in a certain way and move about how they want to move, but that's not okay for women.
For sure.
That's an example of a double standard.
You know, when you hear people say, like, oh, a man gonna cheat, but like women can't, that's a double standard.
Or like if you have like siblings and your parents allow the boys to do something, they allow the
Yeah.
sons to do something, maybe like break curfew or
Yeah.
go out.
That's a good example.
But they don't have that same expectation and standard for their daughters. They're much more strict on the daughters. They're not allowed to wear this or do that. That's another example of a double standard.
Way back when, dudes was the breadwinner. So, and
sure.
they was the quarters.
Yeah.
Quarterers.
We are.
What's the word?
They would
They
do
would
the courting.
court.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
it's like that's just been carried out now, and that's just what women expect. Like
And want.
and
That's
want.
what
But
they
if the man
want.
wanted to, you know, modern times allows you to express that.
Okay.
So like some of this came up off camera, but the idea is like men pay for first dates.
Yeah.
And that is
Okay.
like, please.
Are y'all paying for first dates?
Nah.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
question. Are y'all getting on y'all need to marry somebody?
Never.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, so talk
You
to
feel
me.
me?
Talk to me. What are your thoughts? You know, as the man in the room, and we value the male's perspective. What are
Wait,
your
can I
thoughts
say
about double
something real
standards?
quick?
oh, for sure. I'm sorry.
If the-
I know it's a
I'm
loud
sorry. Let's
question.
let
No,
the lady talk.
There we go. Okay, so if the woman asks the man on the first date, don't know why that would happen, but if that is the case,
Don't know
should she
why.
be paying for it?
Wait, if the woman?
Yeah.
Don't
If
ask
the
me.
woman does the courting, no, I'm asking the women.
Well, one, I don't think a woman should ever ask for a first date.
Okay,
So
but
absolutely not.
hypothetically-
She should not pay.
But there's
Hypothetically, if the woman asks for the first date, should she pay?
No.
Why not?
Okay.
yeah, why?
I just don't believe in women paying for first dates.
But
what
she
if
asked
the,
though.
Yeah, what if the woman?
I've never
approached
heard of
the
that.
man?
I've never heard of that.
You've never.
You
gone
never
to
heard
man
of a
and was
woman
like,
courting a man?
Yeah.
And asking him out on the first date and paying for it, never in my life.
Wow.
Well, that's a double standard.
y'all
I
heard
don't
of
agree
that?
with. Yes, I have heard of that.
Y'all heard of
I
women
mean, like if you have the nerve to
thing.
ask and you're taking somebody's time, you could pay.
Y'all
Time
know
is
women.
money.
Y'all know.
split the bill.
Y'all know women that have asked men on the first date and paid for the first date.
Yes.
Y'all know women.
Yes.
Bakari, please.
I don't know nobody that paid, but I know somebody has asked for sure. 100%. You've never asked like
Never.
try to like flirt with somebody and
No,
Well, why don't you believe that women
Yeah,
should pay?
Why
Yeah,
don't
Lindsay,
you?
I'm intrigued.
it just doesn't feel important. we want.
does it feel important? It's crazy.
We want to thank y'all for tuning into this episode of the Well-ish podcast, where we cover the things that they should have taught you in the classroom but didn't. My name is Lindsay, and you can find me at Life Matters EMP.
I'm Kaya, and you can find me at KYKYA03.
I'm Deja.
For sure. And it's your boy with Cardi B. You can find me at Juice Boy B Boy with an I. You already know what it is.
See y'all in the next one.
You did.
Don't see it for what it was. I see what it's gotta be.